Two douchebags on a couch. One's an asshole, one's a grouch. And relentless.
All right, here we go. Welcome to Talking Shit with Jim and Eddie. Yeah. Whoa. We've just had a 5-hour discussion about how we introduce the show. I don't think anybody gives a shit. But that's the show. We're here. We're in the house. We're in Venice. Jim's back. He's been back for a few weeks.
Me and Eddie had just been fighting before we went on the air, which you'll see there'll be a nice bit of tension on the thing, which will make it for more interesting. That we're not very happy with each other at the moment.
I'm not happy with you.
Well, you should be.
Why should I be?
You shouldn't be, I meant to say. Because anyway, I don't want to get into this right now. We're on the air. Jason, say hello, Jason.
Hey.
What did Eddie once threaten?
You know what
to
I
do
realized? Wait. But this is what happens when we've decided to take the tension off Jason because we're worried about his mental health. So we don't pick on Jason anymore. And what happens? We pick on each other.
You're still upset because last week I made some comments about your teeth, and I threatened to make more comments about your teeth when we got on the air, and then you said that would be like if I made comments to you about being fat, and I said, go on, do it. And then you said, I wouldn't do that, and then you called Lindsay fat. That's
I
how
never called Lindsay fat. You just made that up. Did I? No, I've never called you fat, ever. I know women are
He says a lot of things
fat.
behind your back, Lindsay.
I say shit. It's a big fucking back.
I know. There's whole villages that say things behind your back, Lindsay.
More importantly...
Hey, Lindsay. When's your sister's getting here?
Lindsay's sister is in town, and Jim has already been all over Lindsay's Facebook checking out her pictures, and he has said to me, quote, she's the hot one.
Yeah, but that's like comparing piss and poo.
So, and Jim's plan is to have sex with your sister.
No, I've got a girlfriend. I'm not going to have sex with Lindsay's
Can you
sister.
call your girlfriend, break up with her for a week?
Oh, I can do that, to have sex with her.
Her name's Kelsey, and she's under strict rule not to walk down towards the house. She's not allowed over
She
here.
befriended me on Facebook.
Well,
she reached out to me. She got dumped on Christmas.
Oh, God.
Which I think is nice. We're not allowed to mention this?
Yeah, no, go for
We're
it.
allowed to mention like
Yeah, she doesn't
Jason
listen.
has been divorced, and we're allowed to ruin his life so that people at the coffee shop mock him.
Yeah.
Behind
so ruin
his
Kelsey's life, yeah.
Yeah,
go for
Kelsey's all right. Yeah, Kelsey is a good sort though. Little bit sort of Mediterranean, a little bit Dago.
She's very
looking.
Italian. My family's
Bit
third generation
swarthy.
from Rome.
Yeah, but you don't look Italian. You look Jewish.
Yes. This
Yeah,
is true.
you have a Jewy look to you.
I'll make it in the industry, yeah.
Oh, I hate when she does
I
that.
hate when she
I
winks
hate
at
it
you.
so much. And the noise
Boo!
comes out. Boo!
Starting this already?
Yeah, boo. We actually got styrofoam. Jim brought guns back, dart guns,
Yes, I've met the guns.
that we are going to shoot you instead of boo.
It's already
you.
happened.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, enough
I'll
of
have it.
Lindsay.
Pass it over here.
One of us is going to fuck your sister.
All right. Good luck with that.
I think okay.
Don't take good luck. We
Your
know how.
sister has sourced me out.
And he has sourced out your boyfriend.
Oh yeah.
Not talking about that.
Yeah, we are.
also she has a boyfriend at the moment
Yeah,
that she calls Twitcher,
Twitchy.
and he's
Twitchy.
and he's
From the UK.
He's a skinny little
Limey.
He's skinny little
no, it's an
tiny UK guy. Now, if you've seen the ample size of Lindsay and the size of this bloke, I'm amazed you just don't pick him up and fuck him like a dildo. Like just shove all the Twitchy in him and then just wait for him to die in your vagina like a gerbil. Is that close to the mark? Are you not talking because he might be in the room inside you right now?
All she's thinking is how she's going to edit this out.
Yep. Checking the numbers right now.
No, we are going to. This is going to stand for sure.
All right, go on.
Isn't
Wait.
it good? See, ask me.
She
me
will
and Eddie
not.
getting back.
Hold on. She won't let us meet Twitchy. She won't let us.
Why would I? Yeah, no, it's my personal life. I don't air my business over here like others.
I wrote to Twitchy though.
And it was completely uncalled for.
I sourced him out. She goes, I have a British guy or whatever, and he's from this town. So I just went to her friends. I found a guy from that town, and then I said, is this bloke? And she goes, how'd you do that? And I wrote him a little note, and I was like, you take care of that girl or I'll be round. And I got all protective and fatherly, and Twitchy hasn't written back.
Well, I don't know what you want me to say about that.
Doesn't Twitchy like write you poetry and stuff? Isn't he that kind of artistic little guy?
No.
Doesn't he?
No.
Doesn't he compare you to
I
the
don't
flowers and
What do you find
large
attractive
animals?
about Twitchy? That you can lose him in your breasts?
Is this we broke up?
Oh! You didn't didn't tell us that you're broken up.
I don't talk about my personal life.
No wonder you've been mean to me.
So what do you give a shit for? Let's fucking get into Twitchy.
Look at what we
Fuck
did to
that
Jason's
cunt.
wife.
Why did Twitchy dump you, or did you dump
Because
Twitchy?
he's fucking Jason's wife.
I didn't know Twitchy was a woman. Anyway, so why did Twitchy leave you, or you leave him, or vice versa? What
No,
happened?
it's just not. Just
We need to know.
No, we're just very different people,
Yeah.
and I don't know.
And he found out you slept in bed
Found
with
out I
Jason.
slept in a bed with Jason.
Because that stank won't get off your skin.
the
That's
fun-
something. That gets in your hair like cigarette smoke. Sleeping next to Jason.
the fungus you caught from Jason.
Still recovering.
Well, she looks pissed off now.
I'm not pissed. There's just not much to say. There's not much to talk about.
Yeah,
So
but
it-
there is a lot to say. So why? How did he dump you? Did he sit you down? Did he do it?
Why do
over
you
the-
assume that he dumped me?
Did he-
Why am I
no,
the
but-
dump? Why is that?
Because
we're looking at you.
yesterday you said to me, "I think I'm going to get dumped." So I've just put the pieces together like fucking Columbo.
When did it happen?
I didn't say I think.
When
I'm
did
gonna
it
get
happen?
dumped. I just said I didn't want to talk. He asked me. He came in. He said, "Oh, how's things going with the boyfriend?" I said, "I don't really want to talk about it."
But when did you get dumped?
Yesterday.
I didn't get dumped.
They broke up yesterday.
When
So
did you-
when?
Yesterday.
So when did you dump?
There's always one that wants the breakup more than the others.
I like how Jason
Yeah.
has relationship
Hang on.
expertise
I like this
now.
one that wants it more than the other.
I mean-
you didn't even want it at all.
No, I didn't. No.
She just left you, not more than the other. Like, we both wanted to break up, but she was more adamant. You didn't even know it was happening.
You didn't know it happened until 2 weeks after it happened.
This is funny because Eddie, your ex-missus, Eddie's scared of her because she still lives in the neighborhood, and Eddie thinks that
I
she
saw
listens
her.
to the podcast and that she's going to beat Eddie up. And she could do it. She
In
was,
a fight, who would win? Me and Angela.
She can't really take much pain.
yeah. In what way? In what way? Do you mean like have you hit
Listening?
it yourself?
No,
Or?
just over the years, like anytime she like hurt herself, twisted her ankle or whatever, she was always just really like, kind of. I don't know.
So should I roundhouse kick her?
Yeah.
If she heard this podcast, who would she go after? Me or Jim?
You.
Why me?
She doesn't even know. Well, she met Jim once.
She met me
Like,
once. I
she
came
knows
over. I
you.
played poker at
So
the house.
do
I
you
was
think
booty.
she'd go after me?
And Jim doesn't leave the house, so like you're the only one in the street. The only one that's moving target.
Do you think she would actually do something?
No.
Okay. Because I saw her 2 days ago, and I rode past her so fucking fast on my bike.
Yeah.
I bet.
Why didn't you say hello to me? She was sucking my cock. Hey! Ow. So there we go. We have a guest with us, as always. It's Twitcher. Twitcher, the boyfriend. He's just fallen out of
Give me an
Lindsay.
accent. What do you think he sounds like?
He looks like when the Mogwais became gremlins and they came out and they were covered in that goop. That's what Twitcher looks like. Is he fell out of Lindsay's vagina. And also
This is classy.
we have a guest.
We have a guest, our favorite guest.
We have a
one of-
return guest.
We've only had 2 guests, and we've done a best of episode.
Yeah,
We've had now. What are we on? 9th episode? Is this 9th?
This
Number
is
9.
Number 9. Now, may I add, the episode with our guest that we're about to introduce was me and Eddie's personal favourite episode as well.
By far,
Oh, thank you.
not the highest rated.
No, it's not the highest rated, but personally, we thought it was the best one.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It means a lot to me.
So our guest is Brian McCarthy returning.
What's
Brian
happening?
McCarthy!
Hey, yay, hooray for me. Yes, thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Twitcher. Hello. That's putting the guy up your cunt.
Tally-ho!
So great. I just imagine, too, like that big beer gut you have there. Like, he just kind of like shoving up past there, like, maybe I can actually see him in you now. Like, maybe that isn't this ropey, your leathery,
Lindsay
skinny
just lifted
flesh.
up her shirt.
That looked like an elephant's ear.
Lindsay, let me give you a little advice. When you take your shirt off, come top down, not bottom up.
There's like,
Sit back down. Wow.
It's like you lost some fried dough in your lap or something. It's
I just got a little blurry. Was that
She
you?
wears like
Was that
those-
you or Machete taking your shirt off?
She wears like those baggy gangster jeans and they're skin tight.
Can I tell the skin tight story?
Lane Bryant's
Listen to this. I got to go to the. Don't talk yet. I got to go. Lindsay drove me to the dry cleaners. I had to drop something off, and I go in with her, and she's like, "No, I'll drop it off for you." And I go, "I got to tell him what to do."
I was picking something up. I had to pick something up.
And you go, "No, I'll do it." And I go, "No, I want to go in. I got to go in." She goes, "No, don't." I go in.
That's not what happened.
It is. And the little Asian guy behind the counter goes like this. I tried to fix your zipper.
No, that's
But it
not what
keeps
happened.
popping out.
He's popping out.
They had to put an industrial strength zipper and it popped out.
That's
So
not
now-
what
They
happened.
So
found
now
one
she
of
needs-
Twitch's shoes attached.
You're going to die alone because you rub too much of the pasta, Rinzi.
Listen, I bought the jeans. They said they were stretch denim. Apparently, they just didn't stretch. They were size 3. I want that
Up,
noted.
Gunter, up.
A European 3.
They were size 3, and I brought them in. And as I was putting them on, they still had the tags on, so I was putting them on for them to hem them for me.
Size
The zipper went. So I went back to the store and got a new pair of jeans, and then came back to the cleaner to put them on to get them hemmed. And as I was putting them on again, the zipper broke.
Either they're too tight or you have a violent, sharp clit.
I think it was just a faulty. It was a terrible zipper. It was a cheaply made garment.
No, it's always a garment.
So I said, you know what? I like the jeans, size 3. And I just wanted them to put a new zipper in.
So she asked for some industrial strength
And
latches.
it did, you know.
Military grade in accoutrement.
Well, so Eddie dropped off a shirt, and I said, "Oh, I'm picking up as well. I have these jeans," and they come out and said, "Oh yeah, no, this is the second time. We're not going to fix the zipper because they're just going to break again."
Not
And this is what he said. This is
Miss Winzy.
You got the big Italian contest. Too much for the jeans to be in.
Why is this jeans just acid wash around the crotch?
You got firecracker and pussy.
But Eddie's face was like a kid in a fucking can. You look over and he's just smiling. And I wanted to die. I died inside, and I looked at the guy, and I grabbed the jeans, and I ended up taking them to another cleaner who put the zipper in fine. I brought him somewhere else. I said, I need a new zipper. They put the zipper in.
Oh, yeah, you'd have to go to Italian cleaners for that. They're used to it.
Jason's in a silent laugh right now where he might get hurt.
Poor zipper's all rusted out with that pussy juice. You look like you get very wet. I bet. Like that Twitcher guy he didn't die of suffocation. It was dying of like drowning. You know, in that puttanesca sauce of yours.
Your jean zipper looked like it came from the Titanic.
The wetness is not in the pussy; it's in the wrinkles.
Size 3. Again, I just want to note they were a size.
Size 3, that's what, fingers, feet?
College rings.
Fists.
Yeah, tree rings.
Right. Mongoloid knuckles.
This is not funny. Are we done with this?
No.
What are the sizes on bowling balls?
It's a lot of fun.
Anyways, end of the story. I brought him somewhere else, and the zipper is fixed, and now they stay on. I just have to
Pull the
pliers.
aluminum siding up.
Get 'em out.
Yeah, you need to get rid of zippers. You're more a Velcro guy.
Breakaway.
Just sweatpants, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Just sweatpants.
Just a snuggie.
They grow with you.
Yeah. or a couple of sarongs stitched together.
Right. I'll take the moo-moo.
Oh God!
She's not happy now. She just passed the microphone back to Jason. Ah, the passing of the fat flame.
It smells like a Zeppeli.
I heard Jason the other day say this, and I'm not lying. He said, "I can see abs now."
Oh, really?
Well, at the top, there's a little bit of a. On the side.
Yeah, there's a little bit of it. Yeah.
There's a little bit of muscle.
How's the skin that used to be there?
I don't know. I probably have to get some kind of surgery. Or
You have to get
something. I
some,
don't know.
Like
you have
lap
to get
band?
some surgery to get rid of that.
Well, maybe I could sweat. Like, is there? I don't know what to do.
Probably why you're not coming. The skin's just holding over the end of your cock.
This is like the most disgusting room in the universe. It really is. I know.
I'll tell you something funny. There was in one of the forums or something that was written about us that because episode 7 when we were talking about period and rolling you and the thing. Do you listen to the show?
I have listened to 3 and 5.
Right. So there's an episode where we're talking about her period and how he had one and there was a chicken bone in it. Right. It was a lot of fun. Right. It was highbrow comedy.
Sure, of course.
And the thing is, there's a guy who wrote it, and there's a bloke who's obviously like a fan of mine, but he doesn't really, he likes some of my stand-up, but not all of it type of thing. And so he writes on this forum, he goes, I'm going to give this show one more listen, right? And then episode 7 happens, and then his next response is, I have just unsubscribed.
Oh, that's good stuff. Yes.
Yeah, what now?
Well, I want to talk about the glory hole thing.
No, we're not going to talk about the glory hole. I want you to talk.
I'll talk about it.
Wait. I got to talk about something else first. Brian took me to lunch one day at the Real Inn and
Malibu.
proceeded to tell me a story I had never heard about Brian's done time, which I didn't know.
Well, I haven't done hard time.
That was pretty hard.
Yeah, I can tell you a story. Pretty
How long
quickly.
were you in
I
prison?
promise too. Well, I wasn't. I was never actually in prison. That's the thing. It was in county. What happened was I used to sell pot, like when I used to fuck that. Like when I fucked that dude.
Yeah, if anybody remembers frozen gummy bears.
Yeah, exactly. The problem, like I said, there was too much dick meat already in her.
Are you talking about Lindsay?
No, I'd never fuck Lindsay. Gross. Yeah, exactly. No, so I used to sell pot when I was about 20. I would go buy it from these Jamaicans in Brooklyn on Flatbush Avenue, and I would spend about $1,000 for a pound of pot, and it was called lamb's bread, man, he come from a root, man. And so I bought this lamb's bread, and they said to me one day,
wait, by the way, I just want to mention Jason's taking notes right now.
Oh yeah, you want to make
how much was the pot?
Like $4,000 the hard way. But so they said, if you can ever get down, I'm not going to fucking suffer you guys in my horrible Jamaican accent. They said, if you can ever get down to Jamaica, they said, my cousin, the Godfather, lives on a pot farm. And what you can do is you can go down there and you can buy like the same weed you're paying, $1,000 for a half pound for. They said if you put $1,000, they can sell you 45 pounds of weed, and they break it up into bricks and they put it in the back of speakers for stereos. And so
boom boxes.
Like boom boxes. Mine was made by York, which is like the shittiest boom box. So I go back to my roommate at the time. We were living on 49th and 11th Avenue in Hell's Kitchen, and I go to Brandon. And I said, listen, I've got this thing where I've got a way where you and I will pay for your flight. We need to come back. You're going to carry a radio. I'm going to carry a radio. I'm going to carry 30 pounds of weed. You're going to carry around 15 pounds of weed. We'll go to Jamaica for a week, have a nice vacation, and we'll come back with this weed. We're going to stay on some pot farm about 2 hours outside of Montego Bay. It should be a nice time. And I looked, and I didn't go into this just like, oh, fuck it. I actually looked on a website, not a website, but I looked into it, and you have to have 100 pounds of weed for it to be a felony. So I figured, worst case scenario, I'm white, I'm 20, I'm no offense to the sound guy, I'm Samoan. Nice to see you again, sir. How are you? Please, right? And I said to the, I figured out, I said, look, if I do get caught, my family, there's some money there. I should be able to say, I wouldn't be serious jail time. So we go to Jamaica, we get into Montego Bay, and if you ever been to Jamaica, have you ever been there? Jamaica?
I've been to Antigua. I've been to the West Indies.
Okay, but the Jamaica, like, if you show up in the airport and you're not like kind of snatched up by a tour group immediately, it's fucking crazy. Like, you're basically like, you walk out in the parking lot and there's like, this car pulls up and it's like one of those 2002, like the real old BMWs, and it's covered in Christmas lights. And a cop comes up to me and he goes, are you Brian McCarthy? And I'm like, I'm already caught. And I go, yeah. And he goes, the Godfather over there. And I'm like, okay, so me and my friend get in this fucking BMW that has like, 2 seats, and they've got like a boombox duct taped to the roof of the thing. And seriously, like I didn't know they were black already. Good times. Thank you. But anyway, so we get in this car and we go up and I'm there and it was really funny because something that I don't know if you guys know this or not, but black men in particular, here I go. Black men, okay, generally speaking, do not eat pussy, okay?
I have heard this rumor.
Yes. Jamaican men will never eat pussy. They think it's disgusting. The worst thing you can call somebody is...
Have they met Lindsay?
Yeah, right. That one trip in '84 when you went down, you were so young. I'm sorry, but you look so much older. So anyway, but Jamaica, like the worst thing you can call some guy in Jamaica is a blood clot. You're calling them basically a bloody vagina, and a blumble clot is a really bloody vagina. So they do not. So I knew this. So I made it known. I'm in the car with the Godfather, and I lean over, and I'm like, hey, just so you know, I eat pussy. And he's like,
wait. Why did you think that would be a vital bit of information?
Well, because I knew that I wanted to have sex with as many Jamaican girls as possible, and this guy kind of ran the little village.
And you think the Jamaican girls would go, McCarthy.
It worked out. It did work out. Yeah. So I showed up there, and we were in this like little shitty guest house, and literally they would knock on the door and they'd be like, are you the Yank that eats the cunnies? And I'm like, yes, I'm the Yank that eats the cunnies. And they'd be like,
you don't have AIDS.
No, I'm fine.
I have no idea.
I'm all cleaned up.
I don't think that disease exists.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's the magical.
No, he can't have it. He had kids.
Right, I do, and it's not even grape jelly in their forehead.
Yeah,
That's
sure,
it's fine.
Sure.
So, but anyway, but it was really funny. And then that was the first time I remember. Like I was going down on this Jamaican girl, and she was really short. Like she was like maybe 5 feet tall or something. And I'm giving her the full like detail. Like I'm up in her ass. I'm up in her pussy. Like I'm like sucking juice out and spitting it on the side and stuff, and working the fingers and everything else. And then like we start.
Wait. I've been down some vaginas in my day. Sucking juice out and spitting it off to the side.
Yeah, maybe
how do you do that?
They would get really wet because they'd never really been gone down on before. It was like I'm telling you, it was like the white man showed up in the village with the miracle of cunnilingus. It really was like being at Lourdes, and I probably went down on about 11 girls in a week. And
right, okay, and I believe you.
Right.
I just never sucked juices out.
Yeah, I think probably I'm being
you
a
were
little.
you were like the Woody Harrelson of vaginas.
I guess. Right. What does that mean?
What does that
White
mean?
man can't jump.
White man can't jump. White man can apparently not suck pussy juice out. But so anyway, so I'm there all week, and that's actually the same time. Like, it was the first time I fucked a black girl, I think, and like I didn't realize. Like we were fucking, and I said, oh, I love your hair. She goes, you like my hair? Come off. And she took it off like it was a wig. Like I didn't realize that black girls had wigs. It was a learning experience, that whole trip. So anyway, so we're at the end of the trip, and then we get down to like where we're gonna buy the weed, and I've got Jamaican money, which is like, it's like having like, Prussian francs. It's like 300 to 1, or it was 35 to 1. So I had Jamaican money, American money, and I'm standing in this like a barn with the other guys, and they bring out these big fucking things of pot, and they have this big pressing machine to make these bricks, and they make the bricks. And I remember when I bought it, I literally spent, it was about 50 pounds of weed, and I spent about $450 because we were all so high because they don't have like regular rolling papers in Jamaica. They have these fucking like 3 foot long, like wet, everyone smokes these like wet, sloppy joints that they just kind of always light and turn. Like they were all just these giant joints. So I was so high and they were high. They put the radio on my lap, and I remember as we're driving to Montego Bay to the airport, I could smell only one thing, and that was airplane glue. And I was like, all right, this is probably not going to work. So like I'm in the airport, we get to customs, and the customs guys, they point at my radio and go, the radio work, make the radio work. And I had a mixtape I bought in there. So I put it on like boom bye bye bate bonsley, and I start dancing around with my friend, and we're dancing around, and they laugh and they wave us through. We get to
because those people respect dancing.
Exactly. You condescending white people. Thank you. Right. My mouth is all crusted over, like chicken of the sea. So anyway, so we get now, and then when you go from the Caribbean to America, we had a layover in Miami. It's like this giant hangar for all, international traffic from the Caribbean. So I'm in a line, and I've got my radio, and I'm, kind of in this queue, if you will. There's velvet ropes there, and I get up to a customs guy, and I put my radio down. He goes, "How long were you in Jamaica?" And I said, "About a week." And he goes, "Wow, it's a really big radio." And I said, "Well, I go to NYU and I study music, and I'm kind of really into Jamaican culture." So he takes my radio and he puts it down, and he goes, "You know what? This is pretty heavy." And I didn't realize it, but the entire half of the table was actually a scale. And so I didn't realize, I just thought it was a table, but he fucking weighed this thing, and it's like a radio that weighed 74 pounds. And so immediately I look behind me, and my rope and stanchion that had created my little customs line had just been diverted. So they completely diverted. So then they bring a beagle out, right? And the beagle comes out, and the dog literally tries to fuck the speakers. Like the dog, he's like dry humping the speakers and stuff. And he's like rubbing all over the thing. And so the guy goes, "Sir, we need to, kid, we need to take you in here and take me in a room." They close the door. They look at the radio and they go, "What's in this radio?" And I said, "I have no idea what you're talking about." They go, "Well, we're going to break it open." And I said, "Well, I prefer you don't. I mean, it's my radio. I mean, so we can open it legally. We can do that. We have cause of the dog and everything." they said, well, tell us what's in there. You know, is anything going to explode? And I said, well, I certainly hope not. I've never opened a radio before. You know, I said, I don't know. You know,
Did you really think you'd lie your way out of it?
Yeah, kind of. I thought at that point, I could kind of, maybe it was just all that pussy juice, but I really just kind of thought I would like get through this. And so,
no, really, were you confident at this point?
I was here. I'll tell you honestly what happened. Not even trying to be funny. I just kicked into fucking overdrive. I just was kind of like, you know what? Like whatever's going to happen, I just have to get through this, and it's all going to be fine. So I was alone in the room. I knew I wasn't going to do any serious jail time, you know, and I just was like, let's just see what happens. And I didn't want to piss anybody off, and but I also didn't want to like get scared. I just was kind of like, don't open the thing. So they crack open the 2 speakers, and these fucking giant bricks of weed come out. And they hold him up, and then they had this Cuban customs agent, and he holds him, and he goes, "You ruined your life, man. You ruined your life." And I said, "I ruined my life. You're a fucking customs agent." And they literally had to pull him off me, like he like attacked me. And so then like they go through my ticket, they find my buddy, they get him, they pull him in their room. Then I see him, and we just start laughing hysterically because I was like, "Oh man, this is a fucking mess." So they pull his right in.
We're gonna get to spend some more time in this country.
Yeah, exactly. We're in America.
The women in the village will be happy.
Right. Now I can translate all those pussy licking skills to ass eating. So, come here, you briny black bastards. Back up on that shit pipe. So the guy's like, so they bring us in, and then this is the really funniest thing that happened. I thought was like, so then I've been drinking fucking Dragon Stout and eating like curry goat for like a week, and I had to take a huge shit. So I go to the custom.
Not to mention a lot of bad vagina.
Yeah, a lot of rather frankly pretty rancid tropical pussy.
Yeah, because fish and goat should never go together.
No, it really shouldn't. Only during Lent.
I love how the goat and the beer is what's going to make you sick to your stomach.
I was just kind of like, I knew I had to take a dump when we were in Jamaica, and that whole plane ride, that whole ride down in that fucking BMW, I was like, I gotta take a shit. But then we got to Miami, and I turned to the customs guy.
Realized it was hepatitis.
Yeah, exactly right. It wasn't shit. It was Lindsay. And so we get in. So I tell the guys, I go, look, I said I have to take a big shit. So they go over and they go into a closet and they start taking hangers out, and they like unscrew the hanger to make it like a aluminum fucking stick. And they go, listen, you're gonna go in that bathroom. You're gonna use the bathroom. So if you flush it, we're going to tack another 50 pounds onto that weed, and we're going to call this a felony. Because they thought I had ingested pot or something. I don't know what the fuck they thought. People can swallow drugs, So I go, I assure you, gentlemen, there's no drugs in my system. So I go in that bathroom. I take one of the biggest shits of my life. Like, it was like throbbing and sweaty. Like, I was almost sad to see it go. Like, and it comes out.
Did it resemble Mount Rushmore at all?
No, it was long and thick, but it really was like all oily, like with all that curry goat and everything. And so I basically like leave the stall, and they go in with their fucking like aluminum, hanger sticks, and they just pick apart my shit to like look through it. And I was like, I swear to God, I hope you guys make $1 million a year.
I was just gonna say, no matter how intense I was about my job, that'd be the day where I really don't care.
Yeah, I'd be like, you know what? Let him have the. We'll just flush it.
Would
Who
you
cares?
fucking prong through somebody's shit?
No.
I have done, and I'll do it again.
Yeah, right. Best camping trip of my life. But so anyway, I'll wrap this up. So we basically we get out of there, and they take us to local. We go to the Miami-Dade County jailhouse, and we get there, and my friend was Puerto Rican, my friend Brandon, and of course I'm not, and I'm really like the only white guy that I saw. I was in there for about 3 weeks. And I didn't want to tell my mother because I didn't want my mom to know or anybody to know. So I remember, but what happened is every day, bail bondsmen come to your jail. And there's, by the way, the jail was.
Wait, I love the look on Jim's face because when you told me the story, I had the same reaction.
Right.
You say it like it's no big deal. You're like, I was in there for 3 weeks.
For 3 weeks is a long time.
And it was really funny. The only thing they had to read were like National Enquirers from like 1988. So like I have an encyclopedic knowledge of like Lonnie Anderson and Burt Reynolds' divorce. Like because like literally there was like I got in there and it wasn't like the Shawshank Redemption. They didn't have like a library room or anything. They just had like some shitty like magazine, like some crappy magazines, like pages ripped out and like done horrible word jumbles.
Was there any while you were in the prison? Was there any hint? Because what every man wants to know when someone's in prison, the rape.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I was not in prison. I was in county jail. You go to prison, which is weirdly, it's more dangerous because basically, if you kill like fucking 10 people, they just put you in county jail until you have a trial and you get a sentence, and then you go to prison, and that's where all that delicious butt fucking would happen. So like,
But
really,
like prison is where they segregate you. They'll go like, you're a hardened criminal, you go to this jail.
Right, medium, minimum,
You're made at
right.
this, and then minimum security.
Yeah.
So Brian, being a minimum security guy, was in with like the hardest fucking.
yeah, and there was 60 of us in a 30-person cell.
And
so
how old were you again?
I was 20.
20. All
Yeah,
right.
I look like a
Fresh.
piece of chicken too. Like, oh, you kidding? I mean, pardon me? No, I didn't. I didn't get raped at all. No, I'm sorry. We're doing a show. In prison,
pass the
darling,
microphone.
all right, in prison they will rape you. County jail.
No, I've been to jail.
Okay, but in county.
Oh, here we go. When
yeah.
did you go to jail?
I did. I've told you the story. I spent 3 days. in
Oh, for
county.
parking tickets, speeding
Yeah, something
tickets.
stupid. It wasn't great, but I'm just
Gangster.
wondering if you got
Yeah.
raped.
No, I didn't get raped because it was so. I wouldn't. I mean, I'm not gonna joke. I wouldn't mind it. But no, I mean, like, it was too many people. It was like, you really would have had to like. It would have had to be very quiet, almost a kind of a gentle rape.
Did you see like a beating go down?
I almost got beat up a couple of times. Here's what happens in a county jail: they have housemen who are these like guys that have been there for a long time, and they run the food and shit like that. And so my food would show up, and they called us Smuggler 1 and Smuggler 2. And so I was Smuggler 1, and I was the kind of loudmouth. I would rap for them. I would do like Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, and like I knew all the words to Let Me Ride. Like, no, it's another motherfucking day for Dre, so I begin like this: no medallions, dreadlocks, and black fist. He'd be like, and they'd all stand around and clap for me and things like that. So I was like the monkey in the jail. But they all took my cookie. Like, you get a cookie.
What's
you
a
know?
cookie?
No, that means anus.
That's what I'm saying. Was there a
That
rape?
means anus.
Yeah, no, it was an
In your
actual.
case,
prison
Lindsay,
talk.
it's a cake.
Exactly right. My
yeah.
Nazi
The same
brethren.
thing happened to me though. I remember when my last
They
stint,
took your
feed
cookie?
You. No, they feed you, and right when they brought the food to me, the lawyer they provide you had just come to the cell. So right when they brought the food, I got up to go talk to the lawyer, and I came back, and the other crackheads in my
The
cell.
dietitian had.
They take your cookie.
They ate all the food. Yeah, they give
they-
you like a sandwich and a cookie.
Yeah, sandwich and a cookie, and they really fuck you up. They feed you at weird times. Like, you don't get dinner at 7 o'clock. There isn't like cocktails at 6, and then we play bridge. It's like at 4 a.m. is dinner, and then lunch is at like 2. So it's this weird twilight of like you never know when time is. But
Did you have a rec room?
no, it was like we're not
Did
allowed.
you
out of
work
this
out in
room.
the yard?
No, I didn't do any of that fun stuff. I mean, I got the swastika tattoo, but I
Did
mean,
you
that was
did you meet with the warden and give him stock tips?
exactly. Here's your shoes, Warden. Right?
Did you trade in cigarettes?
I was you couldn't smoke. It was a big air-conditioned, fucking crowded.
Did you
cell.
make friends with a kindly old black man who would supply things to you?
I did. He got me. And I made chess pieces. But
Did you shave a shift?
no, I didn't shave or shit for the 3 weeks I was there.
3
Literally,
weeks you didn't
I
shit.
swear to Christ, I didn't shit because there was the toilet rather was in the middle of like where they put all the food out, and there was like the saddest checker table.
So basically,
No, you'd
when
have
you-
to shit
So
about
when
I
you,
didn't.
so you
I
were
didn't eat I barely ate.
If you don't shit, you die.
I agree.
At-
with you.
That's how
Ask-
life works.
I had
ask
some
Jason. That's how he has sex.
exactly. So if I wish I was in prison, I'd probably been very regular with all the raping that would have been happening. But no,
Jason, I just want to. We'll go back to this story. Jason, would you be able to handle prison?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you do? How would How would you get into different?
Wait.
groups?
One time, Jason told me if he went to prison, he'd be at the top of the food chain.
That was really high when I said that. I
Yeah,
mean,
but he said I said you look like a rapist, and he
What do
goes,
you,
I could rape.
what do you think would be your deal in prison? Who would you get in with?
Who would I get in with?
Yeah.
Everyone.
that doesn't work
I'd
like
be
that.
neutral.
You got to pick your
No,
race.
you have to pick a gang. Really,
I don't know.
that's where you go in there. You got to pick a gang. I've watched those lock-in things. I would be with the other Australian bloke. We'd be our own gang.
like the 3 other Australian guys that are probably
Yeah,
in
yeah,
prison. In
I'd
America.
deable be with the Latinos.
No, you couldn't. And
Yeah,
also,
I could.
he's got those dead
I'd be with the
eyes.
Latinos. It's the food that I enjoy.
Yeah,
Right. Ropa Vieja again.
I'm telling you, if I was in prison,
you'd be with the white supremacists.
I would
Yeah.
rape Jason constantly.
yeah.
No, there's just something about him that you could really plow into him. Just really,
No.
like that ass.
I wouldn't rape him, but I would coach it.
Yeah. Now I'd cream pie that shit too. I'd blow loads in you. All like every chance I could get.
I would.
I would make you lay face down.
I would
and
re-
keep the cum inside you, so my cock went in easier the second time.
Yeah.
I would recruit rapists.
You go right in after.
Why do we all look out the window? Did someone just come up the thing?
It was just a car. I was
Oh,
just
okay.
make
It
sure
was a
with the cops.
flashback, and Jason.
Sorry, so I'm sorry.
Anyway, to wit. So anyway, so basically the way that you will get out of jail is that they have these bondsmen that show up and they look at their names and they show up and they say to you, listen, just give me a name or phone number and then what they'll do is they'll call whoever it is on the outside. And they'll say, listen, Brian McCarthy's in jail at Miami-Dade. You know, it's $10,000. Our bail was $40,000. And so you get bonded out for 10% of that.
Right, $4,000.
Yeah, so $4,000. So we both needed $4,000 to get out. And every day I would tell my friend Brandon, I was like, because I'd actually gotten arrested like for pot a couple of months before.
Right.
So I didn't want my mother to know this again. So I just told Jason, I said, look, Jason, Freudian slip. I said to my friend Brandon, I said, look, don't tell anybody. As long as we need to sit here for our arraignment, and then when we go to the judge, they'll say, oh, these fucking guys were in prison for a month. All right, maybe time served, and then we can just get out of there. So the thing that broke him was that one of these housemen, Brandon, was starting to really.
Wouldn't your mother think it's weird that you haven't talked to her in a month?
Yeah, but I mean, I was banging trannies and fucking selling pot. I mean, it wasn't like I talked to my mom like once a week. It wasn't. I mean, yes, but and I'd spoken to like my girlfriend once, and I said, just tell my mom that I'm still in Jamaica. My mom knew I went to Jamaica, but she thought they're like studying bongos or something. And so when these bondsmen came, and the night before, I'm sitting there with Brandon, and he's sitting on the couch, and he just looks so bummed out, and the houseman comes over to kind of like, remember that scene in Animal House when like John Belushi tries to cheer up the fat kid by like breaking the bottle on his head? The houseman comes over and he's like, what's the matter, smuggler 2? And Brandon's like, I just want to get out of here because I hate it and I can't poop and there's some people everywhere. And so the houseman goes to him and he goes, oh, come on, little homie. He goes, tomorrow's barbecue night. And my Brandon literally started sobbing like when he said barbecue night. He was like, because I won't even get my cookie. I won't even get the cookie at barbecue night. So the next morning we get up and like they say you're bonded out. They said McCarthy, Park.
And you said, fuck that, it's barbecue night.
Right, exactly. Right? I'm like, right. And so we get out and we're in the elevator with this cop, and I go to, I'm doing the Cabbage Patch with Brandon, and I'm like, we are getting out of here. And the cop literally hits the emergency stop on the thing, takes his hand on my neck, and throws me into the wall in the elevator, and he goes, you little fuck, you want to fucking stay in here till you're fucking dead? And I was like, no, I'm fine. I'm just happy, and so he takes his hand off my neck, and then we go out, and then we look like Tom Hanks in Castaway. I had lost about 30 pounds. I got this weird, big, red, scruffy, fucking stupid Irish beard. And, like, I'm stink. And so the bondsman's there, and he looks at the two of us. He gives us $20 to get something to eat. And he goes, all right, your court date's now. I'll drive you guys to the airport. Drives to the airport, lets us off at US Air. I still have our tickets from, like, our property. I go up to the counter, and I'm like, excuse me, my lady. I've recently been in Miami-Dade County Jail for about a month, and I still have a ticket here on 22E, and I'm supposed to be flying over to New York, and I haven't made a bowel movement in several days. And so I was wondering, and so they actually reticketed us, and they put us on the plane, and they actually like gave us food on the plane, and then we got back to New York.
And how big of a shit did you take?
It was like a couple of days of just getting like back into like my colon working again.
And does that mean that you can't travel to Jamaica now?
No, it all went away. I mean, look, to finish this stupid thing up, what happened was I had a court date. I had an attorney go to the court date, and they said as long as Mr. McCarthy doesn't do anything for the next 6 months, this goes away. Because it's my first time. It was only pot. I'd been sitting in jail for 3 weeks, so they just said, you know what? Nothing happened. That's fine.
And you had a shit the size of a softball.
And I still,
in your
right,
colon.
exactly. I'm still like trying. Even now, if I'm having a cookie and a black person walks by, I'll hide it.
Just with anything.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
No, you're not. But no. So that was it. So yeah, that was some. But in a way, it was good because I sort of.
It was a learning.
It was a
lesson.
learning experience, exactly. And I still keep up with the guys.
Wait, Jason has something.
Have you done any colon cleanses, since then?
No, I would like to.
Wait, where did that come from?
Well, because
what are you doing Wednesday?
if he held his shit for 3 weeks, he probably has what they call impacted fecal matter. And
now this was 20 years ago almost.
So no, I mean it'll stick to the wall for like forever. You got to cleanse that shit out.
Yeah, I'm not that worried about it. I mean,
He's got impacted fecal matter.
Is that what you have in
for
your
20
brain?
years?
Wow.
For 20 years, he's had that.
I've heard stories about people pooping out a crayon they ate at
Okay,
kindergarten.
may I say something?
Wait.
Like,
Who?
wait.
I'm not saying
Let
these
him talk.
stories
Let
don't
him talk.
exist.
Wait, what
but
did
who's
people-
telling them?
What did people poo out?
Like stuff that gets stuck in their intestines
Like
when they were
crayons.
kids and stuff.
Did you say crayons?
The crayons, yeah.
Who did you hear that had a crayon?
My ex-brother-in-law.
Was it Harold and the Purple Crayon?
Your ex-brother-in-law had a crayon
He said
that he shut out
yeah.
from his childhood many, many years ago.
20 years later.
He was lying to you.
Was it a brown crayon?
No, he said it was encrusted with like some kind of
Fecal matter, I'm guessing?
Yeah, impacted.
Go figure.
No, I mean like this.
First
you
of
look
all-
up YouTube. I mean,
Also, I could shit a crane,
impact
and I wouldn't even know. I'd just flush it. It'd be gone. It'd be out of my life.
Have either of you ever heard of a shit pencil?
No, what's that?
Apparently, it's when you fuck up the ass so much that shit gets impacted in your urethra.
No,
and then you piss out a shit pencil.
Yeah, you gotta if the young boys and girls out there who are thinking, they're looking at their girlfriend or their boyfriend thinking, we're going to be a bit more adventurous.
Sure.
We're going to have sex. I'm going to let him do it up my ass, right? Very important, after you fuck your girlfriend up the ass, to have a piss afterwards, just so you can clean out the urine tract. Because if you don't do it, you can get a fucking inflamed ball, and that's not fun for anyone.
Or
The more
pencil.
you know. Right. Well, that's good. That's good to know. But yeah, no, it was the fact I didn't shit. It was just because I wasn't on my food. They were taking my food, or I was offering my food to the
you were
guys.
starving to death.
I was just like, I was just drinking water, and they had this real nasty fruit punch that I had. It was like-
Rum
bug
punch.
juice?
Yeah,
Rum
no.
punch.
Wasn't it was like that shitty like
Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Kool-Aid.
Strawberry Kool-Aid.
The story's 90% real. It wasn't a prison though. It was a sandals. It was hard times that he had there.
Call this eggs Benedict.
Yeah. Every day we had to go out into the yard on our windsurfers.
True. It's so true. Karaoke machine was broken. I can't even get into it again.
Was there a TV?
Yeah, there was a TV in the corner.
Did you sleep a lot?
No, I slept as much as I could.
Yeah.
And Brandon, my friend, literally slept 20 hours a day. He just slept. And we were in the same
what I do.
cot.
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
in the same cot, and and it was very cold because they had the air conditioning on. And I'll tell you something awesome.
Are you
funny.
still friends with this Brandon?
Yeah, we are friends. He's a good guy, but I don't know. He lives in Baltimore. He's like a huge drunk, and it kind of breaks my heart a little bit. But
Did at any time you have any kind of panic or anxiety attacks?
no, because Brandon was kind of losing his shit a little bit, and I just felt like if I started falling apart, then the whole fucking thing would like just be too much. So I was just kind of like la 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 la.
So
Here's my
you would
cookie.
rather spend a month in prison than deal with your mother?
Yes. You've
Yeah,
obviously never
it's
met
like
my
Butters.
mother. Right. So, I mean, I was just happy to, whatever. I'm out. It was 20 years ago, and it's just fucking, it's a funny story.
Jim, would you call Gunta if you got thrown in prison, or would you wait out the month?
I wouldn't call my mum. I have other people who
Yeah, you
would
can
who would
figure
pay
something
for me.
out.
Like you'd call me if you got put in prison, right?
No way, because I think you would kind of laugh.
Yeah, but I would bail you out.
Would you really?
Yeah, of course I would. Yeah.
Would you bail me out?
Because I was worried. I had a couple warrants, and I had to go to go fight this ticket. I call Lindsay. I'm like, Lindsay, I might get thrown in jail right now.
I'd bail you out for a big thing, not a small
You
thing.
didn't have. He had like a parking ticket or something.
No, it
that
wasn't
you
a
didn't
parking
pay.
ticket. It was a no registration that I didn't.
Yeah, and he thought they were gonna throw him in jail
I
for
missed a
it.
court date, and they said,
Oh, fuck, you're a bitch.
I had to drive him around for like 3
Very
weeks.
dramatic.
I had to drive everywhere.
I didn't have the full registration. Like,
Eddie's 9/11 story.
fucking there's Bloods and Crips living fucking 2 miles in that direction, and I don't have my rego.
I made a left at a red light.
who was with me? Jason was with me. Every time he's in my fucking car, I get pulled over. He has like cop energy.
He told me that when we were waiting for the sushi, that he got frisked the other day on the
Oh, yeah, he
boardwalk.
told me
Twice
that
in
too.
the past couple weeks, I've been pulled over by the cops.
Was it really a cop?
Right? Harvey Keitel, make your blowjob face.
When they frisked you? Oh yeah, he told us he was telling the story the other day, and no one was listening to him. And in the middle of the story, when he was talking about frisk, he goes, when no one's paying attention, he goes, and then he touched my penis.
Everybody in Jason's life, at one stage or another, whether it be a cop or whether it be a babysitter, has decided on molesting him. If I put my cock out in front of you, Jason, will you touch it?
No.
Just put your finger on it, just like that.
If I let you hug me, will you touch his cock?
I bet for $600.
Whoa.
Oh, he's thinking about it.
No, this is just a really weird combination of elements to create a proposal, I think. I don't know, like hugging you and touching
How
his
did you
cock.
propose to your wife?
That sounds like a three.
I bet if I gave you $600, you'd let me beat you off. If you watch straight porn, we could sit here on the couch and I would bring you to orgasm with my hands. You could watch the porn. Don't look at me. I bet for
$600, Jason.
You do not look like a guy that's got that kind of expendable cash.
I'll
right
do
now.
that for $600. I'll give Brian $600 to do that to me.
Okay.
This show this show should be called Jim's Trying to Get Gay. An excuse for Jim.
But before you went on to the fantasy about the penis touching, you just said to me that you don't like being alone with me.
I don't. No, Eddie said that I don't like being alone with you.
don't?
I love being alone with you. In fact, I was going to call you to come around today to be alone with me.
Brian,
when you're stoned and you're in my car with me, I don't enjoy it as much as on the couch when you're stoned.
Why?
Because I can walk away on the couch. In the car, I'm in this enclosed environment, and it's not pleasant for me. You just sit there and you bring up something. Like fucking whatever happened to Mao.
And you really smell like cigarettes. You really do.
Yeah.
I do?
Yeah.
Well, I have no problem with that.
But
I don't either because that masks the fecal matter smell.
Notice what you got.
I like the smell of people with cigarettes on them. I think it's cool.
Well, I had like some...
Yeah, you had like a burned one. You had like a cigarette you were
was in my
smoking,
pocket,
and you put it out with your fingers, and you put it in your shirt. It was like hanging out with Andy Capp's brother.
It's still better than the smell of Jamaican cum.
Yeah, it's so great though. It's so great to turn on like some Jamaican prostitute to get like your pussy.
Do you watch Jamaican porn now?
No, I don't like. I can't watch black people having sex. I just mean like I don't like watching black guys fuck because literally like I have a pretty big penis, you know. Like I
like it when there's a white chick being done over by 5 black guys. I like that.
Janine's been blackmailed.
It just feels like we're giving back after all the slavery.
Right. It is. Here's a runway from the valley. sorry for that. Who needs 40 acres and a mule?
Yeah. Here's your reparations.
Yeah, here's your reparations.
Take a white bitch.
Yeah. Here's a fat girl's like, we won't fuck. Lindsay, how are you?
Lindsay, do you like a bit of black cock? Is that something that you enjoy?
Yeah.
I've never slept with a black guy, but I went out on a date with a black guy.
Well, listen. The Australians. Australians have done a lot of horrible things to the Aboriginals,
but nothing as horrible as Lindsay. No. What nationalities have you had throw come up here?
What do you mean?
What he means is who's dragged it through you.
I don't know. Just I'm pretty.
I'm guessing a lot of Filipinos.
Can we spin? Can we spin
Asians?
a globe and just
how many Asian bloke?
Asian, no.
That wouldn't even touch the sides for you.
No white girls have sex with Asian guys.
No, you name it and I'll tell you if I've done it.
All right, Australian.
Yes.
Heavy sleeper.
I'm not sure if I want to play this game.
British?
Yeah,
Yes.
Twitcher.
I'm
Yeah,
joking.
Twitcher did it. Yeah.
Not really. She didn't fuck him.
Yeah.
He didn't fit.
Mexican.
No.
The fact you have to think about. So you're saying, by the way, you said no. So there's South Americans in there, yeah?
Yes, I've had sex with
Machete, would you?
Yeah.
Does Lindsay know that El Salvador is not part of Mexico?
We can't have. If Machete and you have sex, the child that will be produced, I'm telling you, it'll have fucking arms coming out of its chest. The moustache on that girl. All right, come on. So we've done that. So
I
okay.
don't know, not that adventurous.
What European countries have you done?
European. I've done. I don't know. I slept with a guy from France. It was French.
Oh yeah.
French guy.
Oh yeah. That's probably why your cunt smells like garlic.
That doesn't make sense.
That makes no sense. That would be if I said Italian. If I said Italian, that would make sense.
Yeah. So
Lindsay, do you remember?
there's
Yeah, I
people who
remember
have slept
most.
with you have slept with Italian men as well.
I haven't really been all over the globe, I'm just, yeah.
You're on your way.
Standard. Pretty standard. And I just like to note that Jim's hand is all
I
the way
know.
down.
I had to
His
adjust
hand
my
is down.
testicles.
His belt is undone. His zipper flies all the way down.
I'm on my own
And you're
couch.
at home. Yeah.
I'm at home.
Beautiful thing.
I'm allowed to sit around like this. The other night we had some people coming over to Jason's friend came over and cooked for us. No, Lindsay, you keep the microphone. This story's more about you.
Great.
And we had 10 people in the house, and there were some exercisey people who know Eddie was over and all that type of stuff. And I was getting bored towards the end before I had to go to bed. And everyone was sitting at the table having a laugh. And I don't drink anymore, so everyone else was drunk. And Eddie was standing next to me. And what did I do to you, Eddie?
He whipped his cock out.
I whipped my cock out just because I'm not drunk anymore, so I need to get adventurous.
With 10 people sitting at the kitchen table, he just whipped his cock out and shook it like a 12-year-old.
opened it out and went, Eddie, hey, because I didn't think anyone was looking. And Lindsay,
It's like those guys that do you ever stand at a urinal and there's a guy shaking it way too hard and you're like, calm down. It's all
Jim
gonna
was
come
doing
out.
that at the dinner table.
At the dinner table, and you saw it.
And no, but the thing was, I didn't think anyone saw it. And Lindsay went, I saw that. But she didn't like go, Jim, put it away, or that's not appropriate. There's people around. She went, I saw that. She was just, it was just background. It was white noise to you.
The dinner last night consisted of talking about doing mushrooms and glory hole challenges, where Jim.
Well, I just think if we want to take this podcast to the next level, because it's already at a very good level, and the production quality and the effort that goes into it is just remarkable. And as the person who puts the least effort into the show,
By far.
I would say by far, I put the least effort. I don't book anybody, or I just show up. I'll come from upstairs and I come back down on the couch and I talk a bit. I think we need to have an elaborate stunt for people to really make this thing viral, as people say. And I don't think we can make it popular without some form of
it's definitely
forced homosexuality.
It's definitely going to be viral with forced homosexuality, but in a different way.
So let me just get the premise. It's like a box where you have two girls and a guy in. The three of you stand around with your dicks out, and you guys get blown. And
we all stick our
dicks. There's
hole.
3 holes.
Okay, right.
And no one knows.
2 girls, 1 guy. We all put them in simultaneously.
Right.
And one of us will be sucked off by a guy.
And then there's a reveal.
There is.
Is there a reveal, or did we just?
We were arguing that there might never be a review, so that whenever we sat around the house, there'd always be that thing hanging over you like a dark cloud.
No,
like,
Jason and I both
look
do
at
not want to do this.
Jason's just shaking his head. He won't do it. Now, I'm just saying, Jason,
why don't you want to do it?
Do you not want to be successful?
Roll that kind of dice, like
roll. How many bad rolls can you have in your life until you get used to it?
Wait, let me ask you a question. If it was 2 really hot girls and Lindsay, would you do it?
So
no, then I wouldn't do it.
Jason, would you do it? 2 really hot girls.
Of course you do it. I would let Lindsay.
that doesn't cross that threshold of where I don't.
It's
want
the gay
cross.
shit that's
I don't
the
want
problem.
a man sucking my penis.
How manly of a woman? How manly of a woman could it be?
What about
is there like a requirement, like labia?
Like your ex-wife?
All right, Brian, would you do it?
Would I do it?
He's had sex with men.
Well, I haven't had sex with men.
Not for a long time.
Yeah, and
you
also,
told us a story in the prior.
Also, he's a married man now as well.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, in good conscience, if I wasn't married, and because for the artistic sake of these, because it's something that, because look, I really think that if the good shit is the stuff that's right there, and that's really right there. And I think if it was something that was like a produced bit where you actually had them and you talked to them ahead of time, and like you had.
No, you wouldn't talk to them. Lindsay would organise all that.
No,
we would sit upstairs in our room.
Fair enough, but I'm saying but I'm saying you could create
Masturbating.
We'd all be in our robes fluffing.
Yeah, you could really.
I know what fluffing is. Thank you.
You're welcome. You could really make an event out of this, and I think that but you have a girl,
there'd be an audience.
Yeah.
There'd be a crowd.
Yes. I'm saying, like, you could even get sponsors maybe or something. I could probably provide the girls. I could talk to some
But
girls
here's
I
the
know.
thing: is they already do this on Japanese television.
You think they do everything on? They do not do this.
There is a
on
I saw
Japanese
this-
TV.
there's a show in Japan where they have like a glory hole setup where a guy comes up and he puts his cock in 3 holes.
Oh my cooking
Guess which one is a man? Mom.
Okay. Whoa. Let's stop. Everyone stop. You're saying there's a show where they put the cock in and then the man has to guess which one's his mum. No, that show doesn't exist. That is in your fucking head, right? We would all know about that because you can't just go, oh, it happens in Japan. Mums don't suck sons' cocks on TV. That's just something. I don't know much. I'm not a wise man. I'm not even well educated. I know that much. That mums will not suck their son's cock for a bit.
He just said they blur them.
They blur them.
And there's a show in Japan where like they see how much semen you can produce over a weekend, and they like measure it all.
Okay, no, I understand. That's a show. I'll do that.
They
Yeah,
do
that's fine.
like,
That's something.
so this
But does
glory
the
hole
mum
thing is
drink it at
really-
the end?
What world do you live in, Jason? Was this on mushrooms that you saw this?
No.
That show doesn't exist.
Have you seen this show?
If anyone's got a link for that show, please send it to jimandeddy@yahoo.com. That's our email address, Jim and Eddie, the word "and," not the thing.
Probably get a link right.
And if someone can send us a link to that, I will eat my fucking jizz in my mum's fucking mouth cum.
There's a show on Japanese television where they take tiny Englishmen and show them up portly Italian girls.
No, that's not Showtime over here.
Yeah. It's one of the few shows that you translated with this country. Really,
Yeah, it's just after Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah. Right. FX is really dynamic.
Kamikaze cunt.
Kamikaze cunt, exactly. Right. Olive ouch.
You know why she's shoving him up there? He actually hums the theme to the Dam Busters. Dun, 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 dun.
But I think you could. I think again, if I was single, I would try this. I would do it. Fuck it. I don't know. Why not? I don't think it's a big deal. But I think you guys.
Wait. You've already had a guy suck your cock.
I did not have a guy suck my dick. I'll tell you this very quickly. So, I had an ex-girlfriend of mine who I think I can say her name. Can I say her name?
Yes,
of course you can say her name.
All right, her name was fuck. She's gonna kill me. I think I texted her earlier because I thought I might tell this on the show.
Her name.
She doesn't care.
Her name's Barry Thompson.
Her name. Yeah, exactly right. Right.
Tom-
The fag. So anyway, what I was gonna say is so.
But we're allowed to say. We're just not allowed to say that Jason was his.
No. Beep it out. He's
Never
always
was.
Beeped out.
But Jason was his professional.
Never was. Never said I was.
No.
Never
I
said I
just
was.
like it if every time we say the word, no matter what, we bleep out
Always
as a
bleeped
running
up.
gag.
But what I want
I
to say,
never said I
what
was a barista.
You could say the most racist sentence ever and end it.
Yeah.
But you're also not allowed to say that Jason was his professional barista.
Because I wasn't.
Then why are you under contract?
I wasn't. I just said that.
I love it when he gets serious.
What?
No, just go ahead. Go ahead.
No, Ryan, the kid ahead of me got that job. I didn't get that job.
So you get so mad about us saying cruise.
Just because I don't want you to jeopardize my friend's business, who's in contract with them.
Okay,
that
I
work
have
for.
to say something about you, Jason, because we've been doing a lot of nasty cocksucking jokes, but just a normal bit of radio-ish type of thing. You have friends in the same way that Kramer off Seinfeld has friends. You know when Kramer would go, oh, my friend Bob Sacramento and all that type of stuff, and he'd always make... You have like a million friends that I've never... You've got friends that don't speak English. Mm-hmm. That's retarded.
He's got a friend named Haro and another friend named Morrow, and they work next door to each other. One's like the cleanup guy at the coffee shop, and the other is the cleanup guy at the juice shop. One's from El Salvador or Nicaragua, and the other's from
Oaxaca.
How do you
Oaxaca.
make friends with someone who doesn't speak English?
I don't know.
They put up with him.
No, I mean...
Draw each other pictures.
No, you just... People...
No.
Just ideas come across. I don't know.
Ideas don't come across. You can't be friends with someone who doesn't speak your language that you can't communicate with. That's not a friend.
The guy from El Salvador or Nicaragua, whatever, calls him Dedos de Chorizo,
Eddie
which means
coached him into calling
fat
me
sausage finger.
Eddie said, how do I say fat sausage fingers in Spanish?
So now
This
he's
is when I invited him
he-
to my Thanksgiving dinner, too.
What have you got to be thankful for?
You, Jim.
Oh, you're going to die alone.
In
Do you
my
remember when
life.
we were looking up our bullies?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember this. Yeah.
It was funny.
What was it?
Jim got a Facebook message from his high school bully.
Wow.
And the guy was still insulting him. Like the message was like, hey, Jim, what's going on with your life now? Like he had no knowledge of what Jim's done or accomplished. And he was still kind of like insulting him. And Jim's like, I can't be like, hey, look, I'm a big star now. Cause then I'm like,
Right.
he still wins.
Right,
so there was no way of like getting him back. And the guy's like, you know, looks like you're still a douche.
Yeah, that's right. And I went, he goes, what do you do for a living? I go, I'm a comedian. And he goes, yeah, what else do you do? And I go, oh, that's all I do. And he goes, yeah, it must be hard getting those gigs. I'm like, but you know when I go, fucking knock gigs back, dickhead. You just go, yeah, it's pretty hard. Wasn't it? But then you got in touch with your bully.
Then I said, I wonder what my bully's doing. So I went on Facebook, couldn't find him.
Him?
And I had known that my bully had gone on to be a lawyer.
Okay.
I knew that. And I had heard some rumor that he got disbarred or something, but I don't know. And I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, he got disbarred, whatever. This was a guy in football practice. I was real little, and he used to throw the ball. He's the quarterback. He'd throw it really high over the middle, so I'd have to go and just get cracked. Like 10 guys would just knock the shit out of me. And he would laugh as they'd hit me. So I went, you know what? I want to look this guy up because he's probably old and fat now and fucking, out of a job, and I'll kick his ass. I've been working. I'm ready for him.
Sure.
So we finally Google him and find him. He now owns his own mixed martial arts studio in Tampa, Florida,
Why you guys be friends?
where he's the head instructor.
No, he was really good looking and really, really successful.
That's great.
He was everything Eddie's not. Eddie deserved to be bullied by him. This guy was wonderful. I'm telling you, he was like a god. Like, I would trade Eddie in for this bloke to be my friend. I was really impressed by him.
I'd trade me.
I was really impressed by this guy. He'd really got his shit together. He's lovely, and he looked nice. He looked nice as well, Lindsay. You would have liked to gone out with him. He looked like the type. He would have cuddled your elephant's ear. Like he would have held. Right. He would have held that. The fat bit that. I don't know if that's the term, but we've made that up now, isn't it? Muffin top. Is it muffin top? Yeah.
No, the elephant ears are her fucking labias that hang.
Yeah, the
That's not a
labias.
muffin top. That's like a fallen souffle. It's like it's just kind of like this dangling sort of skin that comes with. It's kind of mottled.
You gotta know when to hold them.
Don't
know
lift
when
your
to
shirt
fold
up.
them.
Do not.
Do it. Lift it.
Let me take
Lift
a picture. Show us your belly that we're gonna put on talking shit.
No.
Come on.
Here you go.
All right, come on. Give us a look at it. That is a terrible picture of you. That picture of you, you look like a fucking gnome stripping.
You know what that hat on? She looks like Adrian from Rocky.
You do look like Adrian from Rocky after the night that Rocky got a bit liquored up and beat the fuck out of her.
Well, it's like Adrian and Paulie combined.
Well, I guess that's the show. It's been a great episode. We're glad to have Brian back again.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Brian. Lindsay makes it so gay when she does shit like that. Look, and she's all happy like a girl.
Can I say, if you're listening to this one, come and see me in Honolulu next week.
Why are you holding the microphone like Bob Barker on the
Jason wants to go to Honolulu with me. How are you going to do that?
I could be your merch guy.
All right. Would you pay for half your flight?
How much is it?
I haven't even booked my flight yet.
$500.
It would be
If I look it up and it's affordable.
$300 you'd have to pay probably.
What if I give you the miles?
Really?
Yeah.
And you'd have to sleep on the couch. I got an ensuite room.
Couch in Hawaii?
Yeah.
I already have a weed connection over there too.
Jesus.
No. I'm not getting in trouble because of you.
Wait, Brian will show you how to bring stuff back.
You got a
in
clock
boom
radio,
box.
kid?
Actually, Jim, they just smoke it on the beach everywhere. It's not even.
Oh, really?
What a stoner.
Is this like they make
relaxed.
Is this like they make movies where they fuck their mother?
Have you ever been there?
No, I want to go.
Oh yeah, they have a show called Halula Coconut, right?
Yeah.
And what it is all these boys come in a coconut shell, and then they try to get one of their aunties to drink it, and then they have to find out who's their dad.
But they blur their auntie's face.
Yeah, they blur their auntie's face. Not like technically, just with cum.
They blur her face, but they don't bleep his name. So this is the episode. Thanks for listening. Find us on Stitcher Radio. We're on iTunes. You can subscribe. We've got a new website. You can email us.
Email us at jimandeddie@yahoo.com.
Get us on our Facebook pages. Thank you, Brian McCarthy. What's the name of your website?
Well, it's brianpatrickmccarthy.com. Nice Jewish boy. But you can also go to Brian McCarthy Comedy on this little-known thing of Facebook. Have you heard about it? Yeah. All the kids are on it now.
You can see Jason at Groundworks Coffee. He just hangs out in front of there all day long. He's not working. He's always working.
I'm always working.
With Hojo and Mojo and
Something's going on.
Yeah. So that was the episode. Thanks for listening.
Did you wear that last time?
no.
I was just finishing it.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Sleep well.
Thank you.